My name's Josh. I go by the name Foxhound mostly, though. So I'm here today to talk to you about Fox News Network, what it is, how it got started, and everything. Um, so about a year ago, a little over a year, I started doing this little skit kind of thing via text of anthropomorphic foxes doing a news broadcast. It was through work and everything. My main objective was to help people that I worked with cope with some of the stress and everything through humor. I would do little skits like Chatty Fox, who was or is a little valley girl, doing the whole like whatever kind of stuff, and people enjoyed it. It allowed people to laugh and allowed them to get over a lot of their stress and their anxiety from working in an inbound call center all day. Um, as time developed, it grew. I remember one of the first things I did was a kind of 12 Days of Christmas uh, thing where a character by the name of Jolly Fox was going through each day Christmas and seeing how I could come up with different skits for those. It was quite fun. Doing things like giving out, Larry Bird's phone number for the fourth day with the four birds calling um, kind of thing. I mean, granted, I didn't actually get out his phone number. I don't know his actual phone number, but it was that kind of humor that people really came to enjoy and appreciate. And I wanted to continue that story on. So a couple months ago, I went back to work, and rules had changed, and I had to get rid of it from work because we weren't allowed to have the chat room anymore. So I started thinking about other options, other alternatives, and I brought it over to Facebook um, and started posting the stuff here on Facebook, including the 12 Days of Christmas special thing. But for some reason, to me, that just wasn't enough. I was now faced with a median of doing far, far more than just simple text based stuff. With it being on my personal stuff now, it being, through Facebook, I was able to start making plans for a audio recording. And so I started gathering up some images for characters, writing out bios for characters, and started really getting in depth with understanding who these people behind Fox News were. Um, First, there's Red Fox, and Red Fox, he is kind of a southern gentleman. He's sly, he's, you know, debonair, and of course, I do the voice for him because Red Fox used to be my main handle when I was online. Next up was Toby Fox, and the first person I came to my mind for Toby was my roommate Damien, who is actually a wanting to get started in doing voice acting and everything. So, and he's quite good. He's done a few voices for things. So I got him, and I told him I wanted to do like a Scottish kind of thing for Toby. Just because that's the way I always pictured him. Whenever I would write him with a kind of Scottish flair, and so there was that one. I originally had doing weather a character by the name of Windy Foxx, um, but in my search for other people to do voices, I came across a very dear friend of mine by the name of Scarlett, who is a streamer on Twitch. You'll be able to see the link to her Twitch stream. I'll share it with everyone. But she agreed to do the character of the Weather Girl. And so I got to thinking about names and everything and decided to change it from Windy to Scarlet Fox. Just because I like the name a lot better. And so I had to go do another picture and everything. And then I was left with the hardest one of all, Chatty. Um, Chatty Fox, like I said, is a Valley Girl, perfect stereotype for it. I mean, right down to the whole everything. And so trying to find someone who would do the voice for that and could do that kind of energy was proving difficult. So I did post in a few of the Discord groups that I belong to and decided I would just see if any of my friends out there wanted to take a crack at it. And I found one person. And she agreed to do it and everything. And I was so... It wasn't the character concept I originally had, but I was so impressed by it and by everything that was going on in it that I just had to, I'm like, that is Chatty. That's everything about her. It may not be that stereotypical thing. She may be a little calmer than I expected, but she hit the nail on the head for what I had in mind. And so she's going to be taking over the role of Chatty, who does the celebrity gossip column. Now, the thing about the celebrity gossip is, some may know that see this, is I would randomly pick a celebrity, first one that would come to my mind, and I would just put in some kind of off the wall something about them. Of course, it's not true because nothing about Fox News is, well, I wouldn't say nothing. It's it's just basically I make most of the stuff up. And so most of it's made up on the spot, at least it was. Now that I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm having to do a little more scripted and actual storyboards so that people can understand, the events. Right now we've got a chicken war going on down in Kentucky. The chickens have revolted after originally going on strike, demanding to work for more than chicken scratch, and so that's kind of been escalating, and right now the Foxes are trying to get that all under control, and I'm not sure exactly where that's going to go yet, but something to figure out. So it's just stuff like that I try to do, and I try to do it so that people who watch it can laugh. I know things like YouTube, they have monetization and all that, but I'm not really doing it for money. Of course, if you want to donate, you're more than welcome to. It'll help pay for you know, the voice characters, because I do have to pay them for their time and everything. But it honestly, there's a bunch of other things like Clever Critters Sanctuary that could use the money far more than I. If you don't know about them, they actually rescue foxes from fur farms and basically give them a home because the foxes are raised in captivity and have no idea how to survive in the wild. So, if it came down to donations, I'd much rather you donate to them because theirs is far, far more important than what I'm doing. Um, but that about wraps everything up. Um, I want to thank you all for watching. Feel free to tune in, uh, both on the YouTube channel and on our Facebook group. And, you know, enjoy the creativity that I have because if it makes at least one person laugh per day, then it's done its job. And that's what I'm in it for, is to make people laugh. So, once again, I want to thank you for tuning in, and you all have a great rest of your day.